Hey, 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 good morning. Happy Saturday. Cheers. And it's an absolutely beautiful Saturday out there today. I don't know about the temperatures because I haven't been outside, but the sun is beautiful. So that's what I'm going to go with. Cheers. And I know that it's supposed to warm up because the weather said it's supposed to warm up. So, yay. Mm. And today's my birthday. So apparently I'm 45 now. Cheers again. Any excuse to take another sip of coffee. So I'm up and I'm doing a few things this morning. I haven't gotten really uber busy just yet, but I did take my edible metallic gold luster dust and I turned these sprinkles, they're little shamrocks, they're all little shamrocks, and I turned them into gold shamrocks with my luster dust. I'm so excited. I haven't used any of the shamrocks just yet, but I did take white sprinkles and I turned them gold because I'm doing cookies today. And you can work on your birthday. It's okay. And I really encourage people, if it's your birthday and you got to work, make it fun for yourself. This is super fun for me. I'm so excited. So, with those new gold sprinkles, and I have some other gold stuff. I have other gold things, but I know it's not enough for whatever I need. So I made more. Yeah. So first things first, pot of gold. I'm so excited. Look at it. It's so great and easy. Like I got coffee burps this morning. That's what I got. I got a lot of these done last night so they could dry overnight. So I can do that too. I can hold it and smash the decorations. That's what I can do. But so I could do this and not worry about messing up this part of it. So I did a whole bunch of that last night. And this morning, gold pieces. I'm so excited. Also, I wasn't sure what I was going to put on the square cookies. Like I got a whole bunch of square cookies and I was like, I'll figure out what to do. And I still couldn't up to even this morning. I really couldn't figure out what to do. But then I remembered someone using edible marker and luster dust. And they did like a butterfly, like they drew a black butterfly with the edible marker on their cookie. And then they applied luster dust to the black marker, which apparently turns into this. So I did my black marker and I did the luster dust on top of it. And now it's just a gold shamrock on the cookie. That's it. That's all that's going on. That's it. So that's pretty easy. So I'm pretty stinking excited. Sometimes that excitement will get you and it will grab a hold of you and not let go. And so I've got to keep working. I've got to keep doing this. So while I'm talking, I'm also going to do another cookie so y'all can see what's going on. So put that over there and draw. Just draw randomly. I'm like freehanding everything. I don't really have stencils a whole lot. I do have some, but I freehand a lot, which is great for me because I don't draw well. I don't draw well. I draw like a 5-year-old. No, I probably draw a little older than that. But either way, I don't draw well, which is why it's easy for me to make an outline and color it in. And on this one, I make an outline and then I color it in. I don't draw well at all. So let's see. There's 3 big hearts and a stem. That's all I got to do. So it's beautiful and it's Saturday and I'm up and I'm doing. Are you up and doing yet? And if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to be. I just am. Because it's what I do. Through, man, my drawing sucks. But yeah, gold luster does too and it looks amazing. Let's see. All right. I kind kind of went over the other lines a little thicker with the other one, but this one I'm going to try like this. Get my luster dust right here and just brush it on. See, it looks like shit. It's okay. My kid is texting me to find out how old I am. I don't know, kid. I don't know how old I am. And I just brush this on. And it's as simple as that. I just brush it on. Let's see. So it doesn't really matter what day it is. Get up and do some things for yourself. And something that I've not ever really done for myself, or on my birthday, I generally am like, you know what? It's my birthday and I don't want to deal with anybody, so everybody just needs to leave me alone. And that could still ring true, but also I'm getting up and I'm doing stuff for myself. I'm doing things differently this year than I did in the previous years. Hey, it looks a whole lot better with some luster dust on it. Maybe I need more. It's only going to stick so much before it just flakes off. I'll brush it off. Get my other brush. And it kind of leaves like a gold sheen over the entire cookie too, but whatever. I don't care. I really don't. There we go. Another one done. Another one bites the dust. So, put that to the side. Because I've only got 2 square cookies over here. The rest of it are pots of gold. So on the pot of gold, it's just, you know, plain at the top. And I just squiggle some icing on. And then dip it in sprinkles. I'm so excited. Let's see. Let's get her done. And I don't always feel like getting up and doing stuff, and not everyone does. That's something that is a misconception, that we always need to feel like we need to be up and doing stuff. It's not always true. You need to rest as well. And I could have stayed up last night and did more cookies, but I also knew that I needed to rest. So that's what I did. I stopped doing what I was doing, and then I decided to rest. So see, there, that's all I did. Excuse me, and put a little bit of squiggly crap on there. This one's going to be in shamrock sprinkles that I dyed gold. Oh, yeah. This is like, I'm having some cookie gasms over here. Cookie decorating gasms. That's what I'm going to go with. Cookie decorating gasms. Dip it in there. I don't have a spoon. What do I have over here to use? I have a scooper somewhere. I don't have my scooper with me. So, oh, I do have my scooper. Look at that. Hey, kid, I'm 45. To answer your question, I'm 45. I think we had just had this discussion the other day. I'm 45. So, and I'm doing, these are the shamrock sprinkles. I'm so excited. So, I need a little extra at the bottom, so I get my scooper out. Put some extras there. Scoot them up. And I have like little tweezers too that I use. Where's my tweezers? I have cake or cookie decorating tweezers. So if I need an extra sprinkle somewhere, I can pick one up. Sometimes they fling out of it. Let's see. Let's do it right there. Oh. Yay! This is so beautiful. So beautiful. I'm so excited that I decided to do this. Let's get some more sprinkles. Tap it a little bit. Freaking A, man. Freaking A. Look at that pot of gold. And the gold is actually little bitty shamrocks. I'm so excited. So, now I'm going to take a break and finish talking about the things that I'm talking about, right? Because it's a video about life and learning life stuff. And we don't always learn every day, but I do encourage others, my children and the like, to continue to learn every day. Because what's the point if you're not learning, right? And not that there's no point if you're not learning. Try to learn, but if you're not learning, that's okay. And a lot of times we have to make those mistakes. Mistakes, this is something I just told someone the other day. Mistakes are a definition of life. It is the actual, it's the quintessential of life. Mistakes. Because how are you going to learn something if you don't make that mistake? How people handle their mistakes are different. Some people are really like, oh God, I made a mistake, and they're really hard on themselves. And some people are like, well, it was a mistake, so I guess I'll learn and do it better or different the next time. And I really encourage others to take that second approach, that mistakes are just a part of life. It's okay. Sometimes our mistakes are a little more detrimental, but they're mistakes nonetheless. So do what you can to be okay with the mistakes that you're making. And you may not be making a ton of mistakes, but there's times when I make mistakes, and it's okay. And I had to learn the hard way that it's okay to make mistakes. When I was growing up, there were plenty of times where I made mistakes and was punished a lot for those mistakes. And I've got to also realize that just because I was punished a lot for stupid mistakes, not really even stupid mistakes, but anytime you try anything new, especially if you're a child, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right the first time. And if you don't get it right the first time, that's okay. But some people need you to have it right the exact first time. I don't know why. I'm over messing with this. I'm overdoing it. I'm being an overlooked perfectionist. So, get up, and if you got to make mistakes in life, that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes in life. One of the mistakes that I made in life was going back to smoking cigarettes, and now I'm having a hell of a time quitting. And so that's, a mistake on my part. And there are tons of times when you just make mistakes for whatever reason. So it doesn't matter what day it is. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter if you have to own up to your mistakes. Ooh, that's a big one. Owning up to your mistakes. So the fuck what if you made a mistake? Own up to it, learn from it, and move the fuck on. Own up to it, learn from it, and move the fuck on. Because that mistake's not going to determine, and maybe it will. Maybe your mistake will turn your life upside down or whatever. Learn from it and move on. So it's my birthday, and I am going to be decorating cookies probably most of the day because these are due no later than Monday, and I would prefer to have them done and packaged tomorrow so I don't have to worry about it on Monday. So I'm going to get off of here and do that. But get up and be grateful for some things. Find some things in your life to feel grateful for. I'm grateful for a whole bunch of stuff. And this morning, luster dust on my cookies and gold pieces for my pots of gold. Because I didn't want to overthink it, and I didn't want to spend an extra amount of time doing the gold and stuff and doing gold with icing and then painting it. And no, we did it the easy way. I'm so excited for the easy way. And I've got other things I'm doing, so I gotta get busy because I got a lot to do. So find your own things on a Saturday to feel grateful for. And you can be grateful that your heart's beating, that you got up this morning, that you got doing whatever it is you feel like you need to do today. And when you are grateful, when you feel that gratitude, you get more things to be grateful for, to feel that gratitude for. And be your own magic. Find your own magic. Sometimes your own magic is in shutting up. Sometimes your own magic is getting up and doing. Sometimes your own magic is in figuring out a different way to do things. And it's not that I figured it out. I didn't particularly figure it out, but someone else did, and I remembered it. That's probably it, is that I remembered it. It doesn't shine very well in the light, but look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's so amazing. I can't stop playing with it. I gotta stop playing with it. So also be your own sunshine, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. And what was it? Yesterday, the kid gave me attitude. And so after school, when I picked her up, I said, it's self-care weekend, right? She goes, yeah. I said, well, that means you're on your own for your food. And it's not that I'm not going to help her do anything, because I will help her, but I'm not getting up and cooking a meal for her. If she wants something cooked, I will supervise her cooking her meal and do it in a mostly positive, parenting, compassionate, understanding way. Like, I was upset with her attitude, but also, like, I'm not gonna punish her forever for it. Like, it was a mistake, and that's what this video is all about, right? Mistakes and owning up to your mistakes. And I said to her, you know why it's self-care weekend for you, don't you? And she answered right away. She says, because of my attitude this morning. I said, you're right. And then she said, I asked her if she was hungry last night, because it's a habit that I go in the living room and I ask her, are you hungry for anything? And so it's a habit that I have. And she says, yeah, I'm kind of hungry. She says, is it the weekend yet? I said, oh, it's been the weekend since I picked you up from school. So what are you going to do for dinner? And Grandma ordered pizza, so I ended up taking the pizza in there. She didn't want the pizza to begin with, but then she ended up eating the pizza. So, but before that, she was on her own for dinner. You know what she chose for dinner? She got out a packet of ramen. She opens it up. She pours the seasoning packet into the bag where she just opened it up. She pours the seasoning in there, puts some water in there, and shakes it around a little bit, and then she dumps the water out, and she eats the ramen like that. Whatever's clever, Buttercup. So yeah, and it may be a mean thing for me to do, but also I'm not going to make her, like, if she needs help cooking, I will help her cook. If her dad's here, if her dad wants to cook for her, great, go for it. But mom's not doing it, because you give mom an attitude. You don't give the dad an attitude, and so he continues to do things for you. Yes. So, but when you give mom an attitude and she stops doing things for you, somebody gonna learn. And I'm not going to make her learn in a negative way. I'm going to make her learn in the most positive, understanding, compassionate way that I can. And sometimes it's taking deep breaths. And then she turned around and she gave me a big old hug last night. And I was like, yeah, this is great, but you're still on your own for food this weekend. And again, not that I'm making her suffer and whatnot, but she gets to pick what she wants to eat. And whatever she wants to eat, she's going to cook. I'm going to supervise, and she will cook it. Because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone, not even me. And so, and my husband said this morning, he says, you know, I can teach her to cook too, because I'm a better cook than you. I said, yes, I understand that you can teach her how to cook, and you can teach her how to cook better than I can teach her how to cook. But there are things I want to teach her, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. There are things I want to teach her that we're going to learn this weekend. So that's what I got going. So find your own things to feel grateful for, be your own magic, and be your own sunshine, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone, which she hated hearing last night. And I was like, what? Whatever. I don't care. Tomorrow isn't promised. And she goes, it like makes her cringe. So that's all I got. Everyone has a great, lovely, amazing Saturday. If you can get up and get out there and enjoy the weather, do that. If you got things inside to do, do that. Do whatever it is your heart desires. Everyone have a great day. Misty out.